G'day mate, welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty, and of course, Mr. Icarus. And today, we still need to get carrier rockets up and running. So, carrier rockets require a few things. First off, they require the deuterium fuel rods, which we did last episode. In fact, this tower is, well, more than half full of deuterium fuel rods, and I've actually cut back its production because it's slightly draining our power. So I'm hoping, you know, if I cut back the production, we'll recover in power. So that's the first thing. Second thing we require, deuterium fuel rods, done, dusted. Next thing is quantum chips. Quantum chips, we already sort of automated, and in fact, actually now that we are now mass importing, we're going to set you to storage. And we're going to put in a little belt, number 3, and there'll do. We'll have you do Proliferator juice, remote demand, done. Okay, and we're sideloading that so we can burn off through the 10,000 coal we have here, and then we'll swap across this build. But yes, we've already done quantum chips. So quantum chips require titanium glass, then titanium diamonds, then cashmere crystals, and then finally, why are you not outputting? Oh, because you don't have any crystals. Never mind. And then finally, plane filters. And then finally, quantum chips. And we have a grand total of 48 in stock. Which means that we can't leech off this build. We're going to have to make a new build. But we've done that before. That's pretty okay. What we haven't done before is this production line. So, processors we've done. Well, we haven't done the production line for Dyson Sphere components. So, processors we've done. Done that. That's easy. Frame material we've sort of done a little bit. Not really. We have a tiny build back at home base, which is enough to get us started at least. And the other thing we need is solar cells. Now, solar cells require graphene. We have a tiny little graphene build here that I'm quite proud of, but I could be prouder. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this tool and we're going to go goodbye. Yes. Which is going to make a mess, but that's fine because in my blueprints, which you will find up on Discord, and all I ask is if you like the blueprints, you just click the like button. That's all I ask. We're going to put down a little build. Come on. Which I'm going to set that to supplying so I can fill it with all the crap off the ground. Yeah. Graphene. That plus that. That pile. Sort pile. Really, I'm out of level 3 sorters. Building sorters 100 please, thank you. Throw that back in there, throw that back in there. Are we getting close yet? Not really. So much crap on the ground. That goes in there, that goes in there. 3, 2, 1, come on, there's one more. Excellent. Okay, throw that in there, throw that in there, throw that in there. Done. Wait for my sorters to arrive. So, what this build is the exact same build we had before, except twice as big. Twice as big. If we go in here and we look at this, it produces 24 graphene for 24 fire ice with 12 hydrogen as a waste product, which is good because our power is so-so, and the more hydrogen we produce, the more hydrogen we can burn off. Because this is not quite keeping up with the amount of hydrogen we were burning through. So, that's that problem sorted. Mostly sorted. Semi-sorted. Okay. And hang on, I need to give you back your big shippies, or we're going to run into some issues. Big shippies. And 50. Little shippies as well. Okay, so that's that problem. But I already know I'm going to need a lot of graphene. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down another build. And I'm going to run over here as quickly as possible so I can... Come on. Dump the excess graphene in there. We're going to give you more big shippies. We're going to go with 50, 50. And that should get that build up and running with a couple of power poles. That's now done. Can I also request in little shippies? 200 sounds like a great number. Alright, so you're going to need one power pole. Okay, maybe the blueprint needs one power pole at the front. But apart from that, that's that build done. Oh, you need power first, and then we'll send the ships out. Okay, alright, so that's that build done. We can wander this way and get those sorters done. Okay, so that's our graphene handled for our solar cells. Okay, solar cells again being required to make the Dyson Sphere component. The other thing we need graphene for is we're going to have to make some carbon nanotubes, because the frame material requires 4 carbon nanotubes for each craft, and then each carbon nanotube requires 3 graphene. So, very next thing we need to do, okay, we'll just leave them to run, is we need to find a bit of the map. You know what? We're going to build it right here. Right there. And we need to make a graphene, a carbon nanotube build. So, this one we are going to want to proliferate. Can I set some filters? So we're going to want graphene, we're going to want titanium, we're going to have carbon nanotubes, we're going to have proliferator juice, and that's going to be everything. So what I want to do is, because the recipe requires 1 bit of titanium but 3 bits of graphene, we're going to have a titanium belt coming out. Now, I can have up to 20 chemical plants before, move, grab, move. Fine, we'll put you here instead. Okay, as I was saying, I can have 20 chemical plants before I max out. There we go, one more research done. This is technically the last research before white science, which could be an issue because I don't think we're going to have white science up and done before we finish this research. Okay, I can have 20 machines, 20 proliferated machines, before I max out the carbon nanotube belt. So we're going to bring out for titanium, in for nanotubes, production. There. And then I'm just going to drag along, and I'm going to aim to get the whole 20. Okay. There's things in my way already. Alright. Let's slide you forward as far as we can. That's 15. I'm trying to build up at the top of the map where area is mostly useless. And I keep running into other things. That goes there. That goes there. So it's 15, 16, 17. Okay, we're going to have 17. 17 is going to be the best I'm going to get. At the same time, we're going to need a graphene belt along the bottom. Now, even though we need a lot of graphene, we need 3 graphene to feed every machine. Because things are being proliferated, we get a small bonus, but unfortunately, 1 belt's not going to be enough to feed this. So I'm going to need to have 2 belts worth of graphene. Graphene. And technically the second belt doesn't have to go the whole way. Look, it really only has to go a quarter of the way. So we'll... Well... You know what? We're going to cheat. We're going to use the upgrade. I made that blue belt. That's my answer. Okay, can I get the sprayer past that? Probably. Alright. For the other side, actually, let's just set some recipes. I want you to do nanotubes. We're going to do input, output, input. You're set for graphene already. Excellent. I'm going to remove. Yep. No. We're going to get a other return belt. Out of building range. There to there to there. We're going to put a chem plant there so I can measure everything up. We're going to bring out our output of graphene and take this this way a lot. And then this way a little bit more. And have that be the return. Plug that in there. We need that sprayer, like I said. And that goes on there. Lastly, we're going to need our actual spray, which we're going to bring up as soon as we can. Can I? Nope. Nope. There to there to there to all 3 belts. Actually, remove that. There. And then press R. So we get a straight belt and plug that straight through. That way it doesn't have to follow the curvature of the planet. It just looks better. Okay, and you're going to go in for... No, out for... nanotubes. Yeah, out for nanotubes. In for titanium. In for graphene. Clicky. Draggy. And I forgot there's going to be a difference in curvature. So it's 15... 16, 17. It does not look like a difference at all. No, they have the same curvature. Excellent. Okay, so that's 17 and 17, which is a little bit short of the 20 that I wanted, but it's close enough and good enough. I'm going to drag that to there, that to there. I'm going to grab a power pole. We'll start at this end. Oh, they're the perfect distance apart. You can't quite fit a power pole in. So, chem plants, like I said, always fit in power poles, except occasionally you only fit power poles in on the top side, but not the bottom side, just because of the way they're shaped. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to move that. Nope, grab that. Move that. I'm going to paste that in there. 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 That one. That one, that one, and then hopefully one right there. Okay. Let me see what I'm doing. Won't fit, but I can probably fit one there and one there, which then means everything's powered. Excellent. You need my little shippies, which I believe I requested into that tower. Excellent. You also need big shippies. So we're going to throw in big shippies. We're going to set you to 100%. We're going to set you reasonably low, set you reasonably low, set you to whatever, it doesn't really matter. We're going to max out that as well. We're going to intentionally find a tower, you'll do, and grab half your juice, so that way it's pre-juiced. We're going to split that stack again, put 50 in there. We're going to set up local demand, remote demand. We're going to have this local and remote, so it can go anywhere. And that completes our nanotube build. So we have nanotubes. Next up is going to be the actual frame materials themselves. So frame materials. Frame materials, super slow to craft. 6-second craft time. So we have probably just, how many do I have? Oh, hang on, I need to upgrade your blue belt, your blue belt, you're not blue belt. I have to upgrade that bit of the belt as well. Okay, we're waiting on titanium, which is arriving right now. Perfect. All right, because I want to see the build work. It's sort of important that you just stand around 5 seconds, make sure a build works. Lights are turned on. Nanotubes being output. Excellent. Okay, so what I was saying is I need to do a large-ish build, a fairly large build, a very large build. Doing... Actually... Yeah, no, large build. Let's do this one first. Okay, large build doing frame material. So, frame material, right there, requires nanotubes, which we just did. Plus it requires titanium alloy, which we're making on the home planet. Plus it requires silicon, which is actually in a galaxy far, far away. So we're going to have to bring in warpers as well. Okay, and that's going to be our situation. We don't need that many of those. We do need a bit of those. We do need a bit of those because they have travel time on them. And then we should be good to go. But I need 40 assemblers worth, which is going to be the nightmare. 40 assemblers to get a half a belt's worth. So we're going to have input in the middle. Seems pretty logical to me. We also need to have... no. We have 2 outputs. We're going to go output for titanium alloy plus output for silicon. I need 40 assemblers total, which means 2 rows of 20. Because the recipe is 1, 1, and 4. So 4 is going to be a bit of a nightmare, but the other one should be okay. We're going to grab our sprayers. We're going to put our spray. We're going to grab an assembler, put you right there. We're going to have this one, I guess, the carbon nanotubes. And because we've split the carbon nanotubes onto 2 separate belts, it means we're not going to max the belt out. Also, because we only have 2 belts in the middle, it means I don't have to do silly buggers with trying to get, you know, more than a belt's worth of material through at the same time or anything silly like that. I want you to be a return. And I also need a spray. So we'll bring you out 1 more tile. And then hopefully... Oh crap, I don't have room for spray. Alright, what we're going to do... We're going to upgrade you to a 2-belt system, 2-tower system. You're going to be spray, which I want to bring up to here, over to here, and straight through to there. So I'm going to need 2 towers here. I'm going to need 1. Set you to number 1. I'm going to need 1 to have all the input material. And then we have to have 1 at the other end to catch, basically. Okay, so we want you in, you in, you in. Oop. Yeah, that's totally what I meant to do. You know what? Rotate you twice, put you there. Okay. We want you to do frame material. We want you to do frame material as well. We want a clicky, draggy, that's 15. Clicky, draggy, that's 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. Okay, now that that's done, we should probably give them the output belt. So that's 1 output belt. That's 2 output belts, which means I need to throw another sorter on here. Come on. Okay, that's that row done. That row done. You need an output as well. That's that row done, and that row done. Okay, and then at the far side, we're just going to put a catch tower. Remove. That's input. That's input. This is output, which goes right here. And we're literally just going to tuck that in there, and that. Oop. Into there. Okay, you're going to have frame material in it. I'm not going to cap it. I am going to give you big shippies. Not that you'll need it, I think, and little shippies. Set you to 100%. We'll set you to 100%. I think it's ready to go. We just need to pre-proliferate it, so... Oh, remote demand would help. Yes, we'll just grab half the spray off that. We'll throw it in there to get it pre-sprayed. We'll throw some power poles at the problem, so I'm going to want... I like having that first power pole really close to the tower. And then next power pole... hang on, I should probably put that on the bottom side of the build. Every 3rd machine. There. Then 1 right at the end to make sure that tower's powered, which then means we need some sort of interconnect between the top line and the bottom line. Oh look, I happen to have wind turbines. I put down wind turbines and suddenly the power goes, oh, because I'm charging 2 towers at once. That'd do it every time. Can I throw some wind turbines in there? And your power on this planet is, it's fine. It's fine. Fine. I could do something about it. I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna do something about this episode? No. Really? There's no room? Oh, really? I get another... Hang on. Surely I can fit 2 wind turbines. Technically. Yeah, it's charging both those towers at the same time. That's unfortunate. So as long as we don't like try and double charge towers, power's great. Okay, so you need remote command, probably less. We need local and then storage, remote and storage, remote and storage. You need big shippies, and how many little shippies do I have left? 100. Okay, and we'll give you some little shippies to literally fly from there to there. Okay. Now that's going to take a minute to get up and running because it needs to get materials from, well, I'd say the other side of the galaxy. It's not quite the other side of the galaxy, but it is definitely some distance away. I need local demand, remote supply. Yes, because we need warpers in here as well. Okay, so that's that build done. How many warpers do I have in my inventory? 10. Okay, so that'll take a minute to get up and running. Alright, next build on my list. Now we have that done, is I need to go and I need to get the frame, the Dyson Sphere components, which requires solar sails. Solar sails require graphene. Done. That's good. We've got that. Easy. They also require photon combiners. Photon combiners have 2 recipes. One requires a rare resource, which I can't use because we're trying to get the Alien Resource, Alien Protection Act something achievement. So we're not touching rare resources yet. As soon as I get that last research and we finish the game, we're going to a mega base. We're playing with all the rares. But until we get that, we need to play it safe. So it requires prisms and it requires circuit boards. First thing we need to be doing is we're going to go into the blueprints and we're going to put down a blueprint that does circuit boards. Why? Because it's a quick, easy blueprint and we don't need to go through the process of building it. We can just talk about it as it magically appears because it's so easy. Okay, circuit boards require... for 2 circuit boards, it requires 2 bits of iron, 1 bit of copper, which therefore means you go through twice the amount of iron as you do copper, which means we have a single shared copper belt in the middle. We have 2 dedicated iron belts, and we have 7 machines, because once we've proliferated it, that gives us 2 belts worth... Can I give you ships? Wow, we're out of ships. Demand. Okay, we're hard out of ships. Alright. Alright. Once we have... do you have juice? Can I grab half your juice and physically throw it there? Cool. Now you're pre-juiced. Yeah, so this gives us 2 belts worth of circuit boards. Done, dusted. We do have them available both locally and remotely, which is fine. That is ideal. I don't smelt iron or copper on this planet, so I got no idea where it's coming from. But that's fine. That's fine. I don't need to always understand where the logistics come from. I just need to know whether they work or not. In the case of that particular build, it works, so we're not going to question it. We're going to throw whatever junk I just picked up in there. Okay, so that covers circuit boards. Next up, I need prisms. So we need to make... I'm going to aim to have 1 whole belt worth of solar cells. Okay, 12 per second. Which requires... This is fairly easy-ish. To get 12 of these, I need, and they take 4 seconds each to craft 2, right? So I need, you know, half a belt worth of graphene and photon combiners. So I don't need to stress things out too much. But I do need a fair bit of room because it's going to take a bit of room to get this built. Let's put you, of course there's a patch there. Past the No, let's actually go down the planet. It's going to be a fairly wide build, I expect. You're going to be in the way. That's unfortunate. Alright, fine. We will put you here and hope for the best. Alright, so to make solar cells, we're going to need to bring in graphene. Done. We're also going to need to bring in, we're going to need to make photon combiners, which require circuit boards, so we need to bring in circuit boards. We also need to bring in prisms, which come from glass. So we're just going to be smelting a crap ton of glass. At the same time, This is definitely a tower I'm going to want warpers in eventually, because this is a tower I'm probably going to want to be shipping things, you know, off to other planets when we're allowed to start launching solar cells. So, very, very simple construction is going to be lopsided. We're going to go with a lopsided build. We're going to do... Let's do the prisms first. Okay, so I want a sprayer. We're going to do prisms. Okay, prisms, I only need 10 assemblers. So that's 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. 10. It's way smaller than I thought. Okay. For my 10 assemblers making prisms, we need to bring the belt back so we can... Can I move you forward one tile? So we can spray it. We're going to have you doing prisms off the glass belt. That's already pre-selected. We need you to have input, output, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Confirmation 10. Okay. And then the prisms. Where are we? Prisms. Going to go into the photon combiner with our circuit boards. So I need to bring a belt of circuit boards. Number 3. I'll bring that out. And I'm going to make that belt slightly longer. Because this recipe, so this is 2 every 2 seconds, i.e. 1 per second. This is 1 every 3 seconds. So we're going to bring this out. It needs to be 16 long. That's 15 or 17 long. 17. Okay, so that's going to be the length of this build, which we're going to bring to there. We're going to bring that to there. We need a return belt to bring back our prisms, which we're going to drag all the way over to there, which I want to spray, of course. And then we're going to bring and drop that belt right there. It's slightly out of my way. We'll get to the reasons why in a second. So you need an input, and an output. And then we just need to drag this from there to there, plus you two, done. Okay. With that out of the way, we need to have our next assembly line. Our next assembly line is going to be the one doing the sails. Sails require 4 seconds to make 2 of them. Okay. So, and they require the prisms that we just did along with graphene. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a return belt first. We'll do graphene right there. No, let's do graphene. Let's do graphene here. So we do graphene first. We can then pop down our first assembler. We can drag it out 15 and then cut it back 14, 13. Actually, let's put on one more. Let's have a spare, just so we know we have a full belt's worth, because we actually need 26 and a touch. And then we can have an output belt, because we're aiming to do 12 per second, which means output belt, no. Input belt, for photon combiners comes up to here. Output belt comes to there. The next belt for sails goes to there. And this comes down one more tile and tags into there. And we need to set this recipe. That's going to be pretty important. Copy, paste, and I need in, out, in, out, in, and in. Yes. Okay, drag that along to there. Drag that along to there. Grab our spray, which I haven't set up yet, but intentionally, we don't have spray at this town. We don't have spray. Do I drag it off a neighboring tower? Actually, alright, we're going to do a dirty. We're going to grab warpers from here. And we're going to bring our warper belt into here. Yeah, because I really don't want a second tower. Guess we have room up here. So it means I wouldn't have sails. And I wouldn't have warpers. And then I actually bring this belt this direction. Clear out that. Bring that up a tile. Down a tile. I feel like you're missing a sorter. Definitely missing a sorter. Okay, and then we put that second tower in here. I'm not a fan of the second towers, but now that we have to bring in juice everywhere. I can see the 2 10-hour builds being way more common. Alright, here we'd have solar sails and we'd have warpers. That would be all this tower would carry. And it now means that, yes, I can now put juice in here. Set this to like 600. We'll turn that on straight away. We can bring out our juice. We can raise it up a tile. And then make sure you 3 times, 4 times, how many times we have to. So we get a dead straight belt, and that becomes our build. So we just need a lot of power poles, which it looks like it's short on those as well. I want to have a power pole first off close to the tower. So make sure the tower is powered, and then I think there and there will cover me. And then we're going to come across 3 machines. There and there, yeah. 3 machines. No. You guys out here are not getting powered. Okay, 2 machines. Okay, 2 machines is the new meta. There and there. 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 That one. That one. That one. Tuck you in around the corner. Perfect. Okay, everything would be powered, providing I actually had powered into the main network, but that's okay because we have draggable power poles in my inventory. Oh look, we can just drag that to there and everything magically powers up and the power grid goes and I didn't leave a request open for no. Have you made any? Yeah, you have made some. Okay. So that build works. Yeah, I didn't leave a request open for big shippies. Okay. So we want... This is made locally. We're just going to demand it. That's made locally. We're going to... That's made off-site. We're going to demand it. We're going to put in 50... 48. Plus 1. Plus 1. In there. I'm going to bring in, or at least try and get some big shippies. But there's a chance I might be all out. I think there's a high chance I'm all out. And you won't... actually, no. You will need small shippies. Literally to go get warpers. I could rely on the other side to send me... Yeah, we're out. I could rely on the one tower that does have warpers in it, being this one, which does have ships in it, to send them here, which is perfectly valid, but I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer to make sure that they're both covered. Alright, so you should be up and running. We can see that we're definitely making prisms. Yep, you've got glass. You're perfectly happy. We just finished the Universal Matrix. So now we can make the Universal Matrix. We just don't have any matter to feed the Universal Matrix. In saying that, we're 26 hours in the game. So we're like not really, you know, that late into the game. I've been rushing through this reasonably quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go pick out some research that we can do, which is not that. We're going to get the Advanced Miner, because they're super awesome, and they require rare material, which normally means I couldn't use them, except we have found a few number of those crystals with cleaning up rocks. We can also get the antimatter fuel rods, which I'd really like to get in Icarus. They just make life so much easier. Also the artificial star, upgrades wise, carrier. Oh, I can get some carrier rockets, speed, and carrier capacity, and no. I'll call that a win. Okay, so yeah, we've got photon combiners coming. They're coming down here. We have you guys are happily pumping out solar sails. We now have solar sails in here, which means next episode, we should be able to... I'll probably build quantum chips. Maybe I'll build quantum chips off camera. I don't know. Maybe I'll pre-build it because we've already built it once together and drop it down as a blueprint. It means next episode we should be able to get the Dyson Sphere components done, and then we can get a couple of assemblers together to make some small carrier rockets. They're super expensive. We're only going for like 1 per second. We're not going for the biggest build in the world. Well, it is a fairly large build still, but it's not super oversized. We can finally get some small carrier rockets up and running after I work out what the story is with the big shippies. And then we can start building a sphere. And then we can start pulling power out of it. And then we can start cracking the critical photons, which... Can I look at a critical photon in here? Oh. What's the critical... no, critical photons, right there. F? No, they are definitely not available to be handcrafted. Okay, we can then split the critical photons apart to get ourselves antimatter, which we can then shove antimatter with all the other science packs into the new universal matrix. And once we have a universal matrix, we can actually do the whole complete the game achievement. So, with all that said and done, I'm going to call this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. Remember, blueprints for probably this build, along with the 2 we covered earlier, being the early game graphene from Fire Ice, along with the early game proliferated circuit board, will be on my Discord server. Also, like, my construction hubs are there already. All the early game blueprints are... That's early game graphene. That's the old style one. Yeah, that's the old style one. Actually dealing with oil refineries. So they'll both be there. And probably this one. I'm pretty happy with this one. Yeah, I think this one will be there as well. So you'll be able to grab solar cells just to be able to dump it down and go, yeah, that's 12 solar cells a second. Done. But yeah, we're going to call this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the very next episode. Bye.